So let's go back to born in 1929 on a farm near Manitou, Manitoba. What are your earliest musical memories?
Oh, listening to Wilf Carter on the old battery-operated radio.
Yes. How did you get into country music?
Well, I just liked what he was doing and never got a guitar. We didn't have much money. Everybody was pretty hard up in the early 30s.
Okay, yes.
So I finally did get a $9.95 T-Eaton mail order guitar.
Okay.
It wasn't the best, mind you, but
but it did the job.
I didn't know the first thing about a guitar anyway, so.
Like yourself, I was born on a farm, raised on a farm. What do you think is the importance of being raised on a farm?
I think the freedom that you have. You're not nobody. You don't have to punch a clock or anything else. You do is pretty much your own boss.
Exactly, yes. And what are some of your earliest memories of the farm growing up?
I remember one time I was out in the yard with my dad, and I was just learning to yodel at that time. I don't know how old I was, not very old. I was yodeling, or I thought I was anyway. Finally, my dad turned around and he said, "Would you stop making that stupid noise? You'll have every coyote in the hills up here."
Yes.
So with that kind of encouragement, I just had to keep going.
That's right, exactly. Now, in 1945, I understand you wrote your first song, but it wasn't released until 85, Memories of My Old Prairie Home.
Yeah, I guess that's about right.
How did you come to write that classic?
I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of neat to write one song and accompany myself on it.
Okay.
I figured that would be the end of it, but I wrote quite a few after that.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your songwriting, if you would.
Well, there's lots to write about. You're on the tractor or whatever you're doing on the farm, and so that's where I put a lot of the songs together and the yodeling. And
I see, yes. Then in 1950s, in the early 50s, you met your future wife, Marge, and what was those memories of meeting her for the first time like?
Well, it was at a fiddling contest in the local town hall. And the judges needed some time to decide who the winner of the fiddling was. They wanted somebody to fill in a little bit, so they came and asked me, and I said, well, I could try to do that. They said, well, they knew somebody that would sing with me.
Okay.
They introduced me to Marge, and we went down the basement, ran over a couple of songs that we both figured we knew. 10 minutes later, we're on stage, and that's the way it all started out. Okay.
And then in the 1950s, you were also invited to join the Wheeling Jamboree, I understand.
Yeah, I won a yodeling contest down in the States. And one of the prizes was an appearance on the Wheeling Jamboree. I'm not sure now, but that's how that came about.
So tell us a little bit about some of your old road stories, if you would, Stu.
Well, I saw Wilf about 4 or 5 times over the years, and he always told a few stories on stage. I still remember the one story he told. So he was doing the show, and an old gray-haired fellow in the audience said, "Come here," he said to Wilf. So when Wilf finished his program, he walked down to this old fellow, and he said to Wilf, "How long have you been in here?" Wilf says, "Well, not very long." He said, "I didn't think so. I hadn't seen you around. I don't like your singing." Wilf says, "Well, I'm sorry, sir. I don't like your singing. I don't know whether you know this guy or not, but that Wilf Carter now, he can sing." Wilf said, "Do you know him?" "No, never met him, but we got lots of his old Victor Bluebird records and we spin the dickens out of them." "You never met him?" Wilf said, "No." He said, "Well, I don't think you're going to go very far in singing."
Little did he know it was Wilf Carter he was talking to, yes.
He didn't have a clue who he was talking to.
Yeah, exactly. What was it like as a Canadian recording star during the 50s?
Well, that was about the time, I guess, that music trends were changing. Rock and roll was coming in, and I signed up with Sunshine Records
Yes.
I forget what year that was, but it was pretty. All kinds of music on the program. Now I call it country, but that's not what I called it. But
exactly, I hear you there. Yes. So, what was it like working with Sunshine Records?
Well, we got along pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I made quite a few recordings with them.
You recorded a Farmers Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Yep.
How did you come about recording so many songs about the farmers?
Well, that was the Sunshine promoter, Ness Michaels. That was his idea, I guess.
Okay.
So that's, we recorded the 2 albums and sold pretty good.
Yes, they were. And they're still remembered on my show to this day, yes. Including a song about the best thing about hogs is getting rid of them.
Yeah. Well, that was at a songwriting contest down in the States. You drew a song title out of a hat, and then you had to write a song about it.
Oh, yeah.
The song, that was the title of the song, the nicest thing about hogs. Not the getting rid of them part, but just the nicest thing about hogs.
Exactly, yes.
Where I wrote that song, and I didn't win the contest. I won the contest several times, but not that time.
Oh, is that right? Yes, okay.
I got second place.
What inspired you to write that song besides the contest? It was quite a colorful song.
Well, that's kind of the way I always felt about hogs.
Yeah.
I was not much of a hog farmer.
Yes, okay. And how was farming done differently in your era compared to today?
Well, I farmed for 7 years with 4 horses. Or there was the odd tractor around, but not too many. There was still horse farming.
Mm-hmm. So like a mule and a team sort of thing for your plowing and everything, but in horse form.
Yeah, I didn't have any mules, but...
No, but horses. Yeah.
4 horses.
Okay.
It was nice and peaceful out there with the horses. It wasn't, once the tractors came along, that's always that noise of the tractor.
Exactly, yes. I remember as a boy the noise of the tractor was quite ear-deafening at times. Now another song you recorded was Canadian Truck Drivers.
Yeah, Canadian Trucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
What inspired that one?
I don't know what inspired most of the songs that I wrote. I just wrote different songs for
different occasions. Okay. And you are today remembered as a wonderful songwriter and spokesmanship towards the Canadian farmer.
Well, I don't know just what to say about that, but I appreciate the
yes.
Respect that I got anyway.
Okay, yes. And what has been the secret to longevity in your opinion?
Just keep on going and don't die.
Exactly, yes. I hear you. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any... I'm 92 now, and I don't know the way this country's going now with all this pandemic. Doesn't look too good.
I hear you there, yes. What has been your favorite song or project to work on during your lifetime?
Oh, I don't know whether I had any favorites or not. You mean songwriting or?
Yeah, songwriting, yes.
Well, I always used to listen to Will Carter on the radio, and always liked what he was doing, and I just kind of tried to copy his style, I guess.
And you also wrote a ballad about Wilf Carter back in the day.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. What inspired that song?
Well, as I said, he was always my guy, more or less, growing up.
Yeah.
I wrote songs about him and Jimmy Rogers and
Stompin' Tom and Johnny Cash and a lot of them.
Yeah, tribute songs.
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about being Canadian and what that means to you.
Well, I'm proud to be a Canadian.
Yes.
More what else I can say, I'm not sure.
So I guess coming down to our last question for today, and I hope to be able to talk to you again soon. How would you like your legacy in farm songs to be remembered?
That's a pretty good question. I'm not sure. I imagine lots of people the older generations that grew up in the 30s and 40s, 50s, I think they're the ones that probably appreciate them more so than the present day farming now. If you had enough money to farm nowadays, you wouldn't need to. You just invest the money in.
Yes, yes. But if it wasn't for us farmers, there would be no food on the table, that's for sure, Stu.
I guess not.
Well, I want to thank you for being on the show, and
okay.
And it's a pleasure to be talking to you today, such a legend as yourself.
Well, Appreciate it.
And you have a good day. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.